Welcome back, and we're at part 3 now of this week's new comics, bitches! So, let's kick it off. Amazing Spider-Man 665. Dan Slott, he's doing some awesome work on this. Now, okay, admittedly, when I first saw the cover for this, which I don't have with me because I lent it to this to one of my friends. I thought it was going to be like some kind of, because it has that marquee cover. I thought it was going to be some kind of weird, kind of goofy, kind of riff on the musical, the Spider-Man, the Turn Off the Dark musical. But no, it's actually supposed to be a movie marquee because basically this issue is the A story, if you will, is about Peter and Betty Brant. Betty Brant, obviously, they go back a long way. He was her, she was his first crush. They had a little bit of a, thing going on there for a little while, but not very long. And it's kind of, they're kind of going through the past. There's a fun little riff where they're actually seeing the movie Thor in 3D. So they have their scheduled movie night, but obviously Peter's, kind of life has not gone into upheaval. It's actually gotten better. But he's so busy now with, not just being, Spidey on the side, but being an Avenger on 2 Avengers teams, being on, being part of the Future Foundation and working at Horizon Labs. So I mean, he's got a lot of time. He doesn't have any free time, and Betty really wants to go to see this this foreign film in a pretty bad neighborhood. Is the only theater that's showing it. But Pete's at work, he can't go. Flash can't go with her because he's going off on assignment to be Venom again. So she ends up going by herself, and lo and behold, she's attacked, and she's put in the hospital in a very serious condition. And you've got the whole cast of characters coming in on this. You've got Glory, you got Glory Grant coming in. You've got Jonah coming in shouting, "Miss Brant!" You've got Aunt May. You've got MJ. You've got Carly. So many people that are trying to see, except for Peter. Peter's not coming in because he is having flashbacks of Uncle Ben. Because, of course, as is always his job to do, if someone around him that he knows personally, that he cares for and loves, is hurt, he automatically goes into "it's my fault" mode. Because I wasn't there for them, I couldn't help them, this is my responsibility. There comes that word again. So what so he's hunting down the person who did this to Betty. It's just a robbery gone bad. Frankly, there's no sexual assault or anything like that, but still, she's not, she's in a bad way. Jonah, of course, he kind of looks at her as a daughter, daughter that he never had. And just, after everything that's happened with him, it's like he's really kind of coming out. It's a whole different side of his character that Dan Slott is now giving him that we haven't really seen before. Just with Marla and, everything that's happened, he's becoming more human, but at the same time, he's still his old kind of asshole self. Anyway, so, Spidey is tearing up, all of the underworld looking for whoever did this. but everybody's telling him where he needs to be. You know, Aunt May is telling him, forget about that for now. Get your ass here. This is where you need to be. And it ends in a particularly touching way. Betty's all right, and it ends with, it brought a smile to my face, because I was worried there. It's a comic. It got me emotionally involved, and in a lot of ways. This is a very, very, very well done comic. Now the A story is penciled by Ryan Stegman, although it looks a lot like J. Scott Campbell's work. It's very kind of, it just has that flavor to it. The B story that's in the back of the book is about Aunt May and Jay Jameson have decided to move from New York to Boston. This, kind of, that sends the world into upheaval, certainly, but it's hard for Peter, because the house in Forest Hills is where he grew up. It's where he first kind of learned all the lessons that he's it's what shaped him into being a man. And in the same way that living on a farm did for Kal-El to become Clark Kent, to become Superman. So it's hard for him to watch them go, but it's a really again a very touching B story, and it's handled exceedingly well by Slott. He's just he's probably the best writer that Spidey has had in many, many years, and that's not really saying much, but I mean, he's so far above and beyond. It's actually becoming excellent reading, as opposed to what Spidey was for so long, which was just kind of subpar. It was just kind of par. It's like, it was always kind of like, we're never gonna go up to here, and here is where Dan Slott is, and down here is pretty much where everything else is. Although I have to say, I'm really missing the hell out of Marcos Martin being the artist, just because he brought such a great level of personality to it, and it just makes for a more accessible Spider-Man than the kind of ultra pencil-y guys, It seems like everybody's trying to copy somebody else, like J. Scott Campbell, or obviously Todd fucking McFarlane, who made a fortune off of drawing Spider-Man. Okay, Spider-Man: Fear Itself, number 3, finale. This is basically the issues, and this is the issue where all the stories intertwine. They all intersect. Everything that's been going on, the reporter, the pregnant woman, it all kind of culminates in this hospital where Spidey's taken the pregnant woman. Of course, crashing into it comes, Spidey's just losing his mind because of all of the horror that he's seeing around, and everybody's so afraid, and all hell is just breaking loose on the ground. He can't do anything. He just feels like he can't really do anything about it other than just try and stem the tide as best as he can. And and then of course storming into this hospital comes the serpentified Ben Grimm, and Spidey is just trying to do anything that he can to stop Ben from rampaging and killing. And at one point, Spidey is actually hurt so bad his heart stops. And fortunately, he's in a hospital. He gets, he gets the paddles, and he finally comes out of it, and just starts, he's totally unrelenting. He's unrelenting in his fight to stop Ben from his rampage. but he's also unrelenting in his belief system that there is hope beyond all of this. Underneath all of this fear, there will still be hope, and that's what cements this. That's what cemented this whole series of Fear itself, is that there's still hope somewhere beneath all of this fear. And last issue kind of got a little off track and then got back on track. This whole issue is on track. Mike McKone's art just, really good. Chris Yost writing it, he's just, just did a fantastic job. Killer. Killer work, especially on this issue. This is definitely the best of the three. And of all of the kind of Fear itself spin-offs, this is the one that I thought was actually the one that I kept wanting to read. Not just because, it's, not because it's Spidey, but actually mostly because it's Chris Yost. Because, he's just such a powerful creative force. We're going to break off from the discussion of comic books for a few moments. And for those of you who have Netflix, I'm not going to be bitching about the price increase, because, those of you who have it probably know about that. I've had the $11.99 plan, which includes Blu-ray, one Blu-ray at a time, or one DVD at a time, and unlimited streaming. Now they're breaking off, it's this much for this, and this much for, it's this much for unlimited streaming, this much for unlimited DVDs. So my price is going to hike up $6 per month. Not that big of a deal to me, as long as I get the unlimited streaming. And I need the discs, because there are way too many TV series. I'm watching Deadwood right now, for instance. But if you have not been watching Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes, now here it's on Disney XD, you're missing the best Marvel cartoon ever. Ever. Better than anything they've ever done. Better than any of the straight-to-DVD releases that they've been putting out with Lionsgate. I liked Planet Hulk. I liked Ultimate Avengers. I liked the second one a lot better. I loved Doctor Strange. I hated the Iron Man one. The Iron Man one was just awful. But this is really great old school Avengers stuff mixed in with a lot of, there's so many Easter eggs filling every episode. It's like, wow. It goes from everything to, potential Kree-Skrull war, to, introducing all of these other characters, the villains, just coming from all over the place. The Masters of Evil, and it kept getting better and better and better and better and better. And Chris Yost, who did Wolverine and the X-Men, who helped create that anyway, he was the story editor on the series, is also the story editor here. This is on Netflix streaming now, Earth's Mightiest Heroes. Please put it in your queue, because if you were a fan of the Justice League cartoons, in particular Justice League Unlimited, either one, doesn't really matter. Although I do believe that Justice League Unlimited was actually better than just the Justice League cartoon, because it added more characters, and more. They had, I think, more interesting stories to tell once they got to that. This is as good as that was. So trust me when I say, Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes, certainly the best cartoon that's on right now, and the best cartoon that Marvel's ever done. And the best cartoon as far as superheroes are concerned since Justice League. So put it in your instant viewing queue, get the discs, whatever you need to do. Just watch it, okay? We're going to be back in a few with some more books. Hopefully we'll get the book of the weekend on that one, so stick around.